I want to describe what high noon is not before I describe what it is. High noon is not a conventional Western. In the conventional Western, the hero faces the villain. He wins. Order is restored. The specific American myth of the individual who solves the problem through decisive action? Confirmed. High noon. The hero waits to face the villain. Nobody helps him. He wins, barely, improbably, through the intervention of his Quaker wife, who shoots a man for the first time in her life. He wins, and he looks at the town that would not help him, and he throws his badge in the dirt, and he rides away. The conventional Western ending? The hero is celebrated. High noon. The hero leaves in contempt. The difference? Everything. High noon is, technically, remarkable in a way I want to describe before the argument. The film runs in approximately real time. The events of the film, from approximately 10:40 a.m. to noon, 100 minutes of story told in approximately 85 minutes of screen time. The clocks throughout the film show the time. The time is always running. The specific effect of the real-time structure: you feel the weight. Will Kane, Gary Cooper, is waiting for the noon train. He knows what is on it. He knows what he has to do. He knows nobody is going to help him. The waiting, the film. Not the showdown. The showdown takes approximately 4 minutes. The waiting, 81 minutes. You wait with him. The town makes its choices. One by one, the people who should help Kane decide they won't. Each refusal, a scene. Each scene, another minute off the clock. The clock, the pressure. The pressure, the experience of the film. Gary Cooper plays Will Kane. Cooper was 51 years old when he made this film. He was, by the mid-1950s, not the specific romantic lead that he had been in the 1930s and 1940s. He was older. The face showed its age. The body moved differently. High noon requires this. Kane is not a young hero who triumphs through strength and speed. Kane is a man who is too old to fight 4 men by himself, and who knows this, and who is going to do it anyway because there is no one else. The specific physical quality Cooper brings, the weight of it. Every scene, Kane is carrying something. Not a physical weight, the specific weight of a man who knows what is coming and cannot make it not come, and cannot make anyone help. The face throughout, the specific face of someone who is afraid and who refuses to let the fear stop him. Not brave in the conventional sense, not fearless, afraid and proceeding anyway. This, more interesting than fearlessness. Cooper, not performing this, being it. The Academy Award for Best Actor that year went to Cooper. The Academy was correct. I want to describe the town's refusals because they are the center of the film, and each one is different. The marshal's office. Kane's deputy Harvey, who wanted Kane's job and Kane's girl, won't help. His reason? Personal grievance and ambition. The church. The town's congregation debates whether to help. Some want to. Most find reasons not to. Their ultimate decision? We don't want trouble. Kane should leave. The old retired marshal advises Kane to leave. There are too many of them. You can't win. The judge, packing to leave town. He has survived by running before. He runs again. The saloon crowd. They want to watch. The showdown will be entertainment. They have no investment in the outcome. The hotel guests pretend not to see. Each refusal, different. Personal grievance, civic cowardice, pragmatic survival, indifference. The film does not make the townspeople villains. It makes them human. The specific horror, they are doing what humans do when the cost of courage is high and the benefit accrues to someone else. This is not villainy. This is the ordinary human calculation. The calculation? Devastating in aggregate. Carl Foreman wrote the screenplay for High Noon. Carl Foreman was, in 1952, being investigated by the House Un-American Activities Committee. He had been a member of the Communist Party in the early 1940s. He refused to name names. He was blacklisted. He wrote High Noon while being blacklisted. He completed the screenplay while his career was being destroyed by the same process I described in the Gentleman's Agreement episode. The HUAC investigations, the naming of names, the specific machinery of McCarthyism. The specific autobiographical content of High Noon. Will Kane, a man who has served his community, who has done what was required of him, who is now in danger and asking for the community's help. The town, the community that will not help, that calculates its own interests and finds that helping Kane costs more than it's worth. Foreman was Kane. Hollywood, the specific community that Foreman had served, that had employed him, whose products had been enriched by his work, was the town. The badge Kane throws in the dirt at the end, Foreman's relationship to the industry that had blacklisted him. Fred Zinnemann directed High Noon. Zinnemann was an Austrian Jew who came to Hollywood in the 1930s. He had lost most of his family in the Holocaust. He understood, from personal experience, what it meant to be abandoned by a community in the face of specific danger. The specific quality this brought to High Noon, Zinnemann did not make a film about a hero who triumphs. He made a film about a man who is left alone. The triumph, when it comes, is not the point. The triumph comes after 81 minutes of being left alone. The audience has felt the abandonment. The triumph? Insufficient compensation for the abandonment. This is the specific emotional argument of the film. The triumph doesn't make the abandonment acceptable. Kane wins, and he throws the badge in the dirt. Because winning doesn't mean they were right to leave him alone. Grace Kelly plays Amy Kane, Will's new wife. Amy is a Quaker. She does not believe in violence. She married Kane knowing he was a lawman who used violence professionally, and she has made peace with this by the specific root of believing that this specific marriage will be the end of this specific violence. They are leaving town. He has resigned as marshal. And then, the train. Amy, the film's most interesting character. She is not a simple pacifist. She is a person who has specific reasons for her beliefs and who acts from them consistently until the moment when the consistency costs her the person she loves. The specific moment? She has boarded the train to leave. She is doing what she said she would do. She will not be part of the violence. She hears the shots. She gets off the train. She picks up a gun. She shoots a man. For the first time in her life. The specific quality of Kelly's performance in this moment. She does not look brave. She looks like someone who has made a decision they cannot take back, and who knows this, and who has made it anyway. The pacifism. Not abandoned. Overridden by something more specific. She cannot let Will die. Dmitri Tiomkin wrote the score for High Noon, including the song Do Not Forsake Me, Oh My Darlin'. The song, performed by Tex Ritter, heard throughout the film. The ballad that tells the story of what is happening and that pleads for something. For Amy to stay, for the town to help, for someone to not forsake the man who is waiting. The specific quality of the song in the film. It is the only element of the film that says directly what the film is about. The rest of the film, show, don't tell. The clocks, the faces, the empty streets, the song tells. Do not forsake me, oh my darlin'. The specific plea. Do not leave me alone with this. Kane's plea to the town. Foreman's plea to Hollywood. The writer's plea to the community that is abandoning him. The song won the Academy Award. The screenwriter was blacklisted. Both things in 1952. I want to describe how Gniewomir uses clocks throughout the film. Clocks. Everywhere. Every significant location has a clock. The marshal's office, the church, the saloon, the train station. Every decision the townspeople make, against the background of the time. The clocks are all moving toward noon. The specific visual argument, time is passing. The thing is coming, regardless of what the town does or does not do. The refusals do not stop the clock. The clocks, the visual expression of what Kane knows and the town is avoiding knowing. The thing is coming. At noon. The clocks do not care about the town's calculations. The specific moment before the final sequence, Gniewomir cuts rapidly between clocks, multiple locations, the town, the clock hands approaching 12, the convergence. The audience is made to feel the time running out. The editing, the thing that produces the specific physical sensation of noon approaching, not the story telling you noon is approaching, the cuts making you feel noon approaching. This is cinema. The showdown lasts approximately 4 minutes, 81 minutes of waiting, 4 minutes of the thing waited for. The specific proportion. Honest. Most Westerns, the showdown is the film. The showdown is what the film has been building toward. The showdown is the spectacle. High Noon. The showdown is the resolution of something the film has been saying for 81 minutes. It is necessary, but it is not the point. The point. The waiting. The abandonment. The 81 minutes alone. The showdown. What happens to someone who waits alone for 81 minutes and then faces 4 men by himself? Amy kills one. Kane kills the others. Not through brilliance or superior skill, through the specific desperation of people who have no other option. The victory? Grim. Not triumphant. They have survived. Kane looks at the town. He drops the badge. They ride away. Will Kane drops his badge in the dirt. The badge, the symbol of what he has been, the authority he has exercised, the service he has given. He drops it. Not in anger, in something more deliberate than anger. He looks at the people who would not help him, and he takes off the badge, and he drops it, and he gets into the wagon. The specific quality of the dropping. It is not a dramatic gesture. It is a very quiet gesture. The badge falls in the dirt. Kane does not watch it fall. He gets in the wagon. This is the ending of the film. Not riding into the sunset, into the wagon, away. The conventional Western, the hero is celebrated by the community he has saved. High Noon, the hero drops his badge in the community's dirt and leaves. The difference? The entire argument of the film. The badge in the dirt. Carl Foreman's career. The badge in the dirt. Gniewomir's message. The badge in the dirt. The thing you give up when you discover that the community you have served will not serve you in return. I want to describe the specific response to High Noon from John Wayne, because Wayne's response illuminates the film's argument by opposing it. John Wayne said that High Noon was un-American. Wayne's specific objection: the film showed an American hero who did not trust his community, who could not rouse the community to action, who needed a woman to save him. This, Wayne argued, was a misrepresentation of the American character and of the American West. Wayne went on to make Rio Bravo as a deliberate counter to High Noon, a Western in which the marshal does not ask for the community's help, does not need the community's help, solves the problem with a small group of loyal friends. The specific debate: between two versions of American identity. Wayne's version, the self-sufficient individual who does not need community validation, who solves problems with loyal allies rather than appealing to civic duty. Foreman's version, the man who served the community and was abandoned by it, who cannot appeal to civic duty because civic duty has collapsed under the weight of self-interest. Both versions, present in America. In 1952, Foreman's version was the more honest account of what was happening. I say this as someone who believes both in individual capability and in civic duty. The civic duty, in 1952, had collapsed. High Noon said so. Wayne did not want it said. I want to return to the real-time structure, because the time is the experience. Watching High Noon, you feel the 81 minutes. Not in the way of a boring film, where 81 minutes feels like longer, in the specific way where you are aware of each minute passing because the film keeps showing you the clocks, keeps reminding you of what is coming, keeps presenting the town's calculations against the background of the approaching noon. The experience. The waiting. The waiting. The specific experience of someone who knows something terrible is coming and cannot stop it, and cannot make the people around them understand or act. This experience. Foreman's experience as a blacklisted writer. This experience. The experience of anyone who has seen something coming that others refuse to see. This experience. What the real-time structure makes you feel. You were not supposed to feel it. You were supposed to watch a Western. The film gave you the feeling anyway. I want to say directly what High Noon says about courage, because the film has something specific to say. Courage, not the absence of fear. Kane is afraid. This is explicit in the film. He goes to the bathroom before the showdown. He is genuinely afraid. Courage, doing the thing despite the fear. But the film says more than this. The film says, courage without support is exhausting. The courage of the person who faces the thing alone because nobody else will stand is a specific, costly, depleting kind of courage that takes something from the person that is not given back. Kane wins. He is diminished by the winning. Not destroyed, he survives. He wins. He leaves. But he is not the man he was before 81 minutes of being left alone. The badge in the dirt? Not just a gesture of contempt, a recognition that the person who can drop that badge in the dirt and ride away is not the same person who put it on. The courage took something. The film is honest about this. Yes, first tier. The specific case, it does what few films attempt. It makes you feel time passing. The real-time structure produces a specific physical experience of waiting that has no equivalent in films that do not use this structure. Cooper's performance, the specific achievement of playing a man's fear honestly. Not the performed bravery of most Western heroes. The real thing, afraid and proceeding. The political argument, made so completely through the genre that people who would not have listened to the argument in a different form watched a Western and felt it. The badge in the dirt, one of cinema's most powerful final images. Foreman wrote a film about his own situation under McCarthyism. He did it so precisely that the political argument is present in every scene and invisible as politics because it looks like a Western. The invisibility of the argument, the highest form of political filmmaking. You watch a Western, you understand something about 1952. You did not know you were being shown it. High Noon is the film that understood, through a clock and a badge and 81 minutes of a man waiting alone, that the specific test of a community is not whether it celebrates its heroes, but whether it stands with them when standing costs something, and that a man who has passed that test for the community and found the community unwilling to pass it for him has earned the right to drop his badge in their dirt and leave. Carl Foreman wrote this while being blacklisted. He did not get to see it made in the way he intended. He was forced off the production before it finished. His name was not on the film for years. The badge he dropped? His name. The dirt. His career. He rode away. Come back next week, the last episode. I could have been a contender. Elia Kazan's film, the most complicated great film in this series. Come back.